We use a lot of gun phrases when we talk the English language. You know, we have flash in the pan, keep your powder dry. And Rob, we have lock, stock, and barrel, and the M1A is a great example of where that came from.
Interestingly enough, the M1A is the last weapon designed by the original Springfield Armory military arsenal that had a lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay.
You know, after that came the M16 line of guns, which they don't have that.
I know stock, and people know barrel. Explain lock.
Well, it's easy. Let's take the magazine out of this sucker, put it down. The lock mechanism is effectively the trigger mechanism.
Okay.
Okay.
Because locksmiths were the ones that originally designed these back in the old days.
That's correct. It was all very detailed work. Everyone was handmade, so the terminology stuck. There's your lock.
Okay.
The barrel assembly, which is the barrel and the action, doesn't actually, it would come out if this was a standard grade gun, but this is a super match, so it's bedded to make it more accurate.
Or glued in, if you will.
Correct, that's exactly correct. And then you have the wooden stock. So your three major components are
Lock, stock, and barrel. So the M1A, of course, that was designed, what, in the 50s?
It was designed as a product improvement off of the Garand.
Yeah.
The Garand, which was used through the Korean War, had a couple deficiencies. While it was the greatest fighting implement ever designed,
According to patent.
It had a couple things they wanted to change as they were updating it. The cartridge, the 30-06 cartridge, while very powerful, was kind of big and bulky.
Right.
But they weren't ready to give up on that power.
So we went to the 308.
Right, so they shortened that thing 1/4 of an inch and made 7.62 by 51 NATO, which we then commercialized as 308.
Right.
And they made the gun a little bit shorter. Instead of the length of the Garand, they shortened it up, and they wanted a flash suppressor.
And the box magazine was the big deal.
The big deal was to get the box magazine and make the gun a little bit lighter.
Okay. It also, interestingly enough, is very accurate, which was good then, and it means it's still in use today.
Well, that's a very interesting point, is that the accuracy and the power, downrange power at the time when they were developing rifles, that was the key feature.
Right.
How hard it would hit and how accurate it was at distance. So the gun is good for 600, 700, 800 meters is what it was designed for originally. Target version, this thing's accurate as far as the bullet will say supersonic.
Right.
The smaller calibers that came after that weren't the same, and there's still a use for that today. And the DMR program that the military uses, where they want faster than a bolt action to shoot, they want a semi-auto, they still use M14s, which is the original version,
Military version of this.
Of the M1A.
There's no wonder that people love this rifle. It's fun to shoot. It's a piece of history.
Yep.
You can do serious long-range shooting with it, and it shoots a big bullet. And that's always fun.
It's everything. It's got it all. It's traditional, it's accurate, it's modern, still effective today.
That's fun. An old gun, but we're still digging steel way out there at distance. It's fun to get these old guns and shoot them with iron sights. This one is a Peep Sight. A little tip for you when you're shooting Peep Sights. Get a nice hard focus on the front sight. That front sight will fall perfectly in the center of the peep. And you can actually be very accurate. A lot of NRA high power competitors and that type of thing use these guns, and they shoot out to 600 yards. So check out one of these guns. It's kind of a blast from the past, but they're fun to go out and shoot. Get a little taste of what your dad or your grandpa used to shoot with, and you can shoot some long targets.